Welcome back, spooky friends, to yet another exciting episode of Sir Henry's Haunted Podcast. I am your host, Zach, and to my left is my other co-host, Calvin.
A grasshopper walked into a bar, and the bartender said, "No way, we have a drink named after you." And the grasshopper goes, "You have a drink named Steve?" Thank you.
Well, I've never even heard of a drink called a grasshopper.
Me neither, but that's why that joke's funny, I think. I heard that.
No, the joke's funny because I got a drink named Steve?
Yeah.
That's why the joke is funny. Okay, it'd be funnier if like a mule walks into a bar, 'cause
From Moscow?
Yeah, mule from Moscow.
Speaking of mule, I'm going to go on a tangent here. Well, I don't know. Actually, never mind. Well, it's kind of gross.
Oh, you talking about that out there?
Yeah.
So context for viewers. So this is not just a me and Calvin conversation. The other day we discovered another Jurassic Park reference, droppings, dino droppings, in our common area. Now, of course, we have George the horse who comes out and acts with us, but this was not.
Yeah, this was not a horse.
Did not look like George. So we are confused as to what animal might be roaming around our common area, laying droppings.
And it's not like a raccoon or something.
No.
Like, this is a large animal.
This is like donkey, goat caliber animal.
I don't know. For some reason, I immediately thought a bear. And then I was like, where could a bear
Well, there was a bear over at Disney a couple weeks ago.
That's true.
Nash or whatever.
But yes, I had to call Carlos over, and I'm like, "Carlos, what type of animal is this?" He's like, "Look, I found footprints over here." And he took me, and there it's like a deer or a mule, like it's something.
So this is the moment in the show where I tell you we've got a new mascot.
Yeah,
Randy the donkey, sporting the purple and green team colors.
yeah. That's the ongoing mystery right now of what animal, because we've had animals
It'd
before.
be the chupacabra.
We still do, like that bunny.
Yeah,
he
good
he was
sign.
out in the day the other day.
Yeah,
I was
really.
driving, and he was running right at me. Turtles types, well, tortoises.
All that stuff, all that good stuff. Anyway, we are here for some reason to talk about something related to Sir Henry's Haunted Trail, the place that we are involved in, right?
Kind of.
So we've been open a couple weeks now. Things been going great. Yada yada yada. It's fun. People talking about this hayride. It's kind of a big deal.
Yep.
If you haven't bought tickets, why haven't you? You should buy them now. Right
Probably
now.
all sold out.
We will be sold out a lot of nights. That is an interesting thing to say because we will be sold out quite a few nights. Excuse me. Especially Saturdays. Sundays get sold out too, believe it or not.
Just shorter night.
So just come. Just buy your tickets now and just come.
No pressure, but do it.
Do it now. This is not an option. So yeah, we've got 3 haunted trails this year, just like always. Revamp, retheme, just like always, because we never leave the same thing twice. Don't do that. So we have Moonlight Massacre, we have Tales of the Dead, and we have Wicked Waters. Of course, our 4th attraction for 2023 is our brand new Haunted Hayride, Legends of Halloween Haunted Hayride. If you want to see some inside, in-depth look to this and the creation of it and the building of it and how we almost lost our minds, then you can check out our YouTube channel if you're not already there and look at some of those episodes. We actually have one of those ESPN 30 for 30 documentaries coming out on the building of the Haunted Hayride. It's going to be good stuff. Don't miss that. Mulch Kings, yes.
I don't know where that came from. Well, obviously the greatest show on turf, and then I said we're not on turf, we're on mulch, so it's the greatest show on mulch. But I like it. I think it'll stick.
Trivia: do you know what the greatest show on turf? What that was a reference to?
Well, it's football.
I know, but a specific team.
I did not. Was it the Dolphins? 1970 whatever Dolphins?
I don't know. We got to look this up because I know it's a football team, and I should know this being a big football fan, but I don't know who this actually is.
What was it? The 71 or 72 Dolphins?
The 72 Dolphins went undefeated.
That's my guess.
But I don't know that this is the target audience.
Well, actually, it was the 70-20 Dolphins. Throwback.
Yeah, okay.
Or is it
No, I knew it was the St. Louis Rams from 1999 to 2001.
Why?
We had Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Marshall Faulk, all those guys. Anyway, we digress. We've got a big event this year. We got an opening ceremony. We have a common area shebang.
For the first time ever, common area.
We have food vendors, gift shops with 426% more merchandise than the year 2021.
All new special effects that you've never seen.
New special effects you've never before seen out here. This is a big time production. It's a big time production. Some crazy cool sets. In fact, we already got sets in mind for next year.
Oh yeah, I'm actually excited.
Yeah, low key.
Yeah.
Some of us need a break though.
Excuse me.
What has been the most challenging thing for you this season, this build season, Calvin?
Honestly, the gap from when we were show ready to when we opened the show was the hardest part, because you know me, we do well under pressure. We've dealt with the pressure before. We can handle it. It's whatever. But this was different for me, and it wasn't the pressure to finish or get done in time, because we were done.
Yeah.
It was the pressure for the show to meet expectations,
exceed
expectations, in which I can say that we have done that tenfold probably.
Yeah, seeing the media night response to that was a big testimony. And then, of course, all the guests that have come through so far, it's humbling, and it's also an honor to have worked so hard on something and to be acknowledged for it, and for our bold predictions of what we wanted this to be for our guests to be met by the guests,
to have been realized.
So that is cool. That is awesome stuff.
But would you not agree, or is there like something else?
I don't remember much these days. No, I don't know. For me, the hardest thing this year, or on the hayride,
it doesn't have to be the hayride.
I don't know. I don't know, and you know, I think I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know that there was any particular moment that was hard for me, because we've just been doing this for so long. I've been doing this for 10 seasons now, and it's just muscle memory at this point, honing in the craft. I saw something the other day, or read something, listened to something, that once you spend 10,000 hours mastering your craft, you are truly a master at it.
Yes.
And so I do feel privileged, because it has been well over 10,000 hours that I have put into it since the first year, to master this craft, to master this art. And I feel like we, the team, does it on a very, very high level now.
I think in terms of like difficulty, like you're saying, like there was nothing hard. I mean, obviously what we do is hard. I'm not trying to underplay what we have done, but I feel like the difficulties lie in like your technical hurdles and things of that nature, you know?
I would say the greatest difficulty for this year, I mean, yes, absolutely, tech is a thing, and its hurdles are a thing, but just the daily grind. I remember we were out there in March and April at like 7 a.m. in the morning, just putting into work so we didn't have to do so much once it got to the grueling summer heat, and that paid off.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
you know, we were also out there for 8, 10, 12 hours a day very early on in the year, talking April and May, and just day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. putting your heads down, getting the work done, which is why we were able to get done early.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to say too that, you know, I don't really, nothing really stands out as being super difficult for me because we also have a great team, you know, to support us, whether it's, you know, Chris, Mark, and Carlos in the build, or like with our costume team. We've got Sam, Keegan, Ash, Erica, all those guys. They helped me out a lot with the costumes this year. Normally, I just do it all, but I wanted to get their creative input too, get their style, get their flair into these costumes and characters. That was a huge help.
Yeah, this would have been way, way more difficult if we did not bring people up to help
Oh, yeah.
us out with the things. I'm not going to say smaller things, but
The
like your
things
costumes
they-
and things of
like
that nature.
Keegan, Ash, Erica,
Keegan, yeah.
all those guys do very cool, very creative costume stuff. So it makes sense to have them involved for that because the end product is better than just me doing it all by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that. You can see that across the board in our videos and when you come out to the event this year.
Because they, in theory, have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
If you were to do costumes, you have 96 other things below that on the list that
Exactly.
you have to get to.
It's nice that we can focus on that
Yes.
and give that the full attention that it deserves.
Mm-hmm. Because we can kind of go and do our more like specialized technical things and then hand off stuff so that we can just have the peace of mind and we know it's getting done and we can trust the people that are doing it.
Yep.
While we focus on what we are good at.
Exactly. That's probably the biggest thing.
That's what I mean. But like if we didn't have those people below us, this would be a whole different conversation.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'd feel a lot like we did last year.
Yeah.
But I digress just a little bit. What are you hoping to get for the biggest takeaway from this 10th season at Sir Henry's Haunted Trail? What would be the biggest
I feel like
milestone or whatever achievement for you?
I think I have probably gotten it already, and that's just like the experience, the knowledge, and the confidence within myself of what I know I can do now with the, you know, thousands or however long I was out here, just learning under you and a lot of Googling of manuals and things of that nature. I've learned so much so that now I can, we were talking about this the other day, can confidently, very confidently go into these next events in this next season, trusting my knowledge and my capabilities.
That's big.
For the future, you know?
Yeah, that's a big thing. Can never stop learning.
Yeah.
I never once think to myself, oh yeah, I know everything. I'm better than this. I'm too good for this or whatever. You can never know enough. You can never stop learning enough. And that's kind of what we try to do each and every year, to learn more, teach ourselves more skills, develop our skills even more, because that makes everything better. And ultimately it gives the guest a better experience. It comes through, and we hear so many guests each year, even the media people say it. Oh my gosh, you guys just continue to grow and get bigger and better every year. Like, how are you going to top this? Well,
we'll figure it out.
Just give us a year, but for sure we're going to top it.
That's been a big saying this year we'll figure it out.
How are you going to top this? Well,
yeah. But like, I'm not going to, like, I do a lot of the shows and things, and I'm not going to pretend like I know like what DMX is. So when Elijah's here,
no idea.
Yeah, and he's doing DMX stuff, I'm going to let him handle it, but I'm also like eyeballing him so I can kind of figure out how it works. Because I tried last year, didn't work, so I was like, yep, we'll move on.
Me.
And now we have Elijah here doing all that. I consider that super techie stuff.
Yeah.
And you probably consider what I do probably super techie stuff. Anyways, but yeah, like the hunger for knowledge.
Yeah.
And to improve, because if we get better, the attraction gets better.
Absolutely. And then guests are happier.
Yeah.
What if you could go to any haunted house right now, what would it be?
Interesting. I guess like my bucket list haunts I've already been to. That being like, you mean like as a guest?
Yeah, as a guest.
Okay. Because I've been to like my big four, I would call them.
Which are?
Hell's Gate, Statesville, Netherworld, and 13th Gate. I consider those like those are my bucket list haunts. But I want to see Eloise. I want to see Dent Schoolhouse, and I don't know. I'd like to go to Knott's. I think
I've
Knott's
heard
would
good
be
things
cool.
about them.
What's that?
I've heard good things about Knott's.
Because that just seems like, from what I can see on the internet, marketing being what it is, it looks pretty cool. It looks
Yeah.
better
Well,
than
you
what
don't
I
have
could.
the IP stuff
Yeah.
that some other places do. What is the most surprising haunt that you've never been to that guests might not expect? You've never been there.
Oh, I get where you're going with this. I've never been to Halloween Horror Nights.
You believe that, fam?
So
Not that you're missing much.
I moved here only like 2 years before I started working here.
Yeah.
I think 2 or 3 years, and volunteering here, and so I never the 2 haunted houses I went to was this haunted house. I guess 3: Sir Henry's, Hallow Scream, and Screamageddon. Was
Yeah.
the only ones to go. And then once I started volunteering here, that was it. I didn't
Yeah.
need to go anywhere
No,
else.
you didn't. There's nothing else to see.
But
Just kidding.
I've done, yeah, that's about it. That's the only like Floridian haunted houses, except for the one up in Jacksonville, the
The 13th.
something, 13th something, not gate floor, 13th
Yeah.
floor.
So many 13
Yeah, that's
house.
that's the spooky number.
appendages.
But yeah, I've never been to Hallow Scream. I've always
No, Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights. I've always like in the back of my mind be like, yeah, I'd go because they did Killer Clowns a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I love Killer Clowns. They did House of 1,000 Corpses, Rob Zombie stuff, and I was like, man, I'd like to see that. But I never. There's a lot of people. And I don't really.
Well-
I can't. Well, one, I can't really stand in line for that long.
But
And two, it's
that's
just
all you do there.
yeah. I like independent houses, independent haunted houses.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's why we love our friends over at Petrified Forest
Yeah.
so much.
Oh yeah, and I've been to
Um,
APF. Sorry, love you guys.
Hello. But no, yeah, for me, if I was asking myself this question, it's Netherworld. Have not been there.
You own a haunted house and you haven't been to Netherworld?
Yeah, I know, right? Now, granted,
Or the Hoochie?
whatever. I feel like a very particular kind of person, likes that or whatever. But no, I've never been to Netherworld. I never really made a crazy effort to go see it out of my way.
In your defense, it is not your style.
But that is why, because I know it's not my style. Absolutely, I'm sure it's fantastic, extremely well designed. Ben and his crew do some awesome stuff just from all the videos and walkthroughs I've seen. But a lot of sci-fi stuff, from what I'm told.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big sci-fi guy.
They do a lot of like eldritch gods and stuff. Like Cthulhu and the like.
Okay,
Is that eldritch? I think. Or
I'm-
who's the guy? Lovecraftian
H.P.
beasts. But yeah, you would appreciate it, but
Oh no, absolutely.
I don't think you'd
It's
enjoy it. if
there
that
are
makes sense.
better things for me to go see with my time because I also try to strategize what I
Yes.
go to see for inspiration. I like the macabre.
Yeah.
I
Then
like
this
the
is not to
Halloween-y.
diminish.
Oh
Netherworld.
no whatsoever.
They are amazing at what they do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's nothing short of that.
as a lot of haunts are.
Yeah.
We just did Field of Screams and Bates Motel last year up in Pennsylvania, but we also had a strategy with that because we wanted to experience their hayride experiences as a guest to see what they did, what we liked about those elements, what we would do differently. And that was a big thing in designing our hayride this year too. So yeah.
Yeah, I what is it called? Field of Screams. Field of Screams, like, obviously their hayride is incredible, but like, it just feels nice. Like it feels like when you go into like a fancy restaurant for the first time. That's what it was like in the common area at Field of Screams. Like, this place is nice, like with the cobblestone ground and everything like that.
They put a lot of effort into their lines.
Yeah.
And the
Like I
the
feel like I need to
visual of
wipe
it
my
all.
feet off in an outdoor event. You know?
It was really well put together. I was impressed.
Yeah.
And pleasantly surprised. because I didn't really know what to expect. But yeah, we definitely want to check out some other haunts in that area too.
Yeah, that because they have a style too, Field of
Yeah.
Screams, and that's not particularly our style.
It's not,
But-
but I could absolutely appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and
I
that's
enjoyed
why
it.
I think it was so surprising that we went into their common area and it felt so like Halloweeny, because that's
I would not say that word. I would not use that word to describe. It's very
But,
grungy.
yeah. But I'm saying like the common area felt nice. It felt
No,
homey.
it felt nice.
Yeah, it felt homey.
I know what you're going for, but
Yeah.
I would not use the word Halloween. I reserve that word exclusively
No.
for Haunted Overload. Okay.
Yeah, well, obviously, if we had to decide the two, but I'm just saying, you would think, are you okay over there? What is going on?
The ghosts are at it again.
Okay. But yeah, I'm just saying with like that grunge aesthetic, and it's clear that they have that like just from their social media to have so much intricacy and care within their common area and their theming and everything out there was surprising. Is I think where I'm going with this statement.
Yes, and maybe by the time this episode airs, I'll have been to another spot or two, perhaps maybe 13th Gate.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Very good, very good, very good. What
My bun keeps touching the TV and it's freaking me out.
Yeah, don't get my TV all greasy.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Nah, I distracted you.
I'm all out of questions.
He's all out of questions.
It's only been like 20 minutes. You got any questions?
No, you said you were going to do it. Let me look
I
up.
said you would pick up some other stuff.
Hang on. Let's see if I can find a question. A decent question. What's your 10-year plan? Their PIN number? How many tattoos they have?
What are you looking at?
BuzzFeed. Whether or not they want to get married. Their astrological sign.
Here, how do you feel about the escape games this year and what the guests are going to experience or have experienced in those escape games, being that you designed and built them?
So we have 2 games, as always. And with this being like the 10th season, we kind of wanted like all aspects of the haunt kind of incorporated within it. So Trail 2 throwback is obviously incorporated within Trail 2. Trail 1's kind of legends have all been transformed to the hayride. And so we needed, I feel like, some sort of representation from Trail 3. So we made the captain's escape room called Final Voyage, which is kind of a prequel to his story, which is cool. But essentially your goal is to infiltrate his personal kind of like office dorm type situation and find out where he's gone, because this is before he has returned as what you guys know him as, being the decrepit undead kind of Captain Jonah. Anyways, and then we have Poppy's Playhouse, which is also kind of a prequel to her story, which is there's this local Morgantown where the locals have been reporting a little girl going in and out, and they've called the police. The police have done nothing, so they are asking you to go in there and see if there's any evidence of her, wrongdoings, up to mischief and stuff. So you're actually infiltrating Poppy's personal headquarters as she's squatting in this morgue before she found the funeral home that you guys know her from.
So they're both kind of prequel.
Yeah,
stories.
exactly. Which is
that's cool.
that's kind of like what I wanted, and I think they're really cool. So last year, for Halloween, they were kind of tech heavy, and there was a lot of difficulties with that, and especially with the rooms only being 3 minutes. So I've toned it way back with the tech aspect of it. It's a lot of like physical puzzles, I would say. So there's a lot more working with your hands and stuff that the whole group can do as a team instead of just the smart guy, But yeah, so I think they're fun. I think they're really cool. The one does have like one little bit of tech, but it works within the story. and it's still
Talking about
mechanical.
The captains.
Yes. And it's still mechanical, physical, what you have to do to achieve that.
Yeah. That was the only one I really played, and I enjoyed it. Once I figured out what I was supposed to be doing.
Zach is not an escape room guy.
I'm not an escape room person at all.
I see, and I don't understand that. You are in the industry of themed entertainment.
Let's see. Escape rooms are a little different. Here's a little tangent. Yes. So like y'all taking me a couple escape rooms, very themed heavy, like hour-and-a-half games, what have you, top ranked games. And yes, they are entertainment. But they're puzzles. They are puzzles, and I am not a puzzle person. I don't want to have to think. I want to be entertained and analyze what I am being entertained by. That is what I like.
Yeah, so like I grew up playing a lot of video games, and I never played puzzle games. I've never liked puzzles. But my girlfriend Reese took me to an escape room, and I kind of just like fell in love because I like sets and stuff, and so I've done a lot of escape rooms. I've pretty much done one from each escape room in the Central Florida area at least. I love them. We're up over 50 now, I think.
50 games.
Yeah.
You got some kind of certification for that?
Well, you have one. You have your Servants of Slight one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we're on escape room recommendations. Go do, what are they called?
I don't
even
know.
Remember. I don't know. The ones in St. Pete, Servants of
exit
Slight.
games.
Exit games, Pins and Needles.
It's in Clearwater. You got to cross the bridge to get
Yeah.
to it.
Stellar. They're really good. But yeah, so
It's okay.
what we have done, starting with Pyram Snare, is taking our knowledge of playing escape rooms and trying to design escape rooms, which has been a fun.
And oftentimes I have to remind them where they're at and what they're trying to achieve, and that it's not an hour-and-a-half long game.
So I've done 2 5-minute long escape rooms. They just happen to be the same one. I just did them years apart. So the one we did,
At Field of Screams?
yes, I did at a different haunted house like 3 years before that. And so
The haunted industry,
yeah, so I've
yay.
only ever really had 1 5-minute escape room. So I'm trying to take the knowledge of 60 minutes or 90-minute rooms and compress it into 3 minutes, and there is difficulties with that. And we have learned our lesson, me and Reese, because Reese helps me with this a lot. But yeah, I'm very confident in these rooms. I think people will like them.
I feel good about them.
They're
matters.
challenging to an extent.
We've had good response so far.
Yeah. So I like them. Captain's Room, which is Final Voyage, Poppy's Playhouse. Poppy obviously is back. You'll see her in the common area. The Captain is not. We should.
Captain will make an appearance every now and then,
Okay.
just like certain other characters. You might even see some wild card characters. I'm talking about people Calvin don't even know is going to come out.
We're gonna hang Josh from the trees again.
No, you're going to see something even better than that. What's been the most frustrating aspect of this build season?
Jumping back to technical hurdles. Months ago, I made a slight blunder in some products that we purchased for the hayride.
Yeah, but that worked out.
It did work out, but there's been a lot of things.
It's been a lot of learning.
Yes, and it's a lot of like, this should be working.
Yeah.
I have done everything right.
Yeah.
Why is it not working? Or, hey, it's working. I just tested it, and then it decides
Now
not
it's
to.
not working.
Now it's not. And things like that. It's just like the little small things where, like lights going out or deciding to change colors on us, or
Yeah.
little things like that where it's just like these minute issues.
And a lot of little stuff.
Yeah, but it's just like they build up, and it's kind of like getting thrown like pebbles at you, and you're kind of like, oh, come on, man,
Yeah.
stop, like that, like that type of thing. But yeah, it's just the little technical hurdles of, like you said, it's just learning. Now I know what to do in a situation that I was in, but yeah, I would say that's it. There's nothing been like mind-blowingly angry like previous years that our cameraman has clips of me just kind of punching walls and such, whatever. But
yeah. I mean, I could illustrate a frustration. I don't know how camera appropriate that would be.
what do you mean illustrate?
If you were going to purchase a product, and
Go off.
there's an expectation that comes with a sense of timeliness of delivery of said product. Had more than my fair share of vendor product setbacks, stallbacks, whatever you want to call it, delays this season. I've gotten most of it, but only through having to basically nag a certain number of vendors about getting these products that we purchased back in the very first week of February, and here I am getting them in the end of August.
And that's what I mean.
Not even the end of August, beginning of September.
Yeah. And that's what I mean about like frustrations of things that are like beyond our control, or like for me personally, it was the quality of the products that we have purchased not being what I expected them or was told.
There's been a lot of
that they were going to be. So then I have to spend half a day trying to figure out how to get it to work the way I need it when it was supposed to just do it from the beginning.
And that is unfortunate because, one, that cuts into our time, and then two, I don't know why things can't live up to a certain standard anymore that they should be meeting, because we, the rest of our team, try very hard, our very best each and every day. And I'm sure a lot of people do. But at times it just feels like certain things aren't as important as others. In fact, I basically had a vendor tell me that yeah, we'll get to you, but we have more important people to get to you first.
Yep.
That was I had to calm myself down because I already had paid money for this product at this point, way early in the season. So it was just a lot of stuff like that was very frustrating for me. Now everything ended up working out as it always does, but it's just those little headaches that you'd rather not have to deal with, because you expect certain people to meet that kind of unspoken expectation of timeliness, quality, and delivery.
Especially when the company has a bigger, more prestigious reputation.
Yeah. A lot of this stuff too was me that I purchased this year was me having looked at these few companies for the past couple years, finally deciding, hey, I'm gonna pull the trigger and buy this prop or whatever, and then to have this experience that I've had with them, it's disappointing, really.
And it's disheartening. It's frustrating.
As to be leaders in this industry, and this is no, not really a quality issue, but just the customer service issue has by far been the biggest frustration to me, and it's definitely going to change how I do business going forward as a consumer, and who I choose to spend our resources on and our money on, because that all adds up. And
because to be like frank and without making excuses, we could have been done a lot sooner with a lot of things.
Yeah.
If we weren't stuck.
Probably another 2 weeks.
Yeah, probably if we weren't stuck like wondering like, oh, well, are we going to get this in time, or is this going to work in time, or things of that nature. A lot of customer service emails from both of us have been sent out over these past couple of months. Just kind of been like, what the heck is going on here? But it's kind of just that thing where it's like,
that's
like not this, but like
I'm
money,
not making
problems type
excuses
thing,
for any of these people, or defending them or anything. It's the nature of how stuff is, and you have to deal with it. You've got to deal with the punches you're throwing at them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not going to back down. This is, in my opinion, as a business owner, very inexcusable stuff, and
Especially
people should
when-
do better.
When you're told one thing
Yeah, and it's not delivered.
and you plan a lot of what you were told.
Yeah, around that specific
Yes,
thing.
yeah. And then once you try to use that specific thing for what you were told it is capable of, and it doesn't work, that's a shotgun blast.
Yeah. To give you guys a perspective, we build everything. Our year, and the way I do this, is based on our marketing plan and strategy. Our year is based a lot around our media and video shoots. And when I go to buy products and stuff, I tell them I have to have this before we do our video stuff. I know that's not traditional with the way a lot of people do things. Doesn't make the way they do things right. I could go off for an hour about that. But that's how we choose to do things. And if I'm buying this product, I will need it by this day, which is mid to late summer. Most of the time people say, yeah, okay, we can do that. But when it doesn't come, and I have planned quite a bit of resources around these particular video shoots, in particular certain products and masks and characters, and it's not there, that's difficult to change that. And that's where a lot of my frustration has come this year.
Yeah. And it's but like you said, it's just kind of how the way the cookie crumbles, and we got around it. And
it's the industry. I'm not gonna be shy about that. That is what it is. You've seen it just as well as I have.
Mhm.
And I get it, but end of the day, it is what it is. It's one of those frustrating things.
All this to say, the things that we are kind of beating around the bush about has not affected the show at all.
Oh no.
We have worked around every single one of these problems to still
And I
provide
think
you the
that's-
greatest show that we are capable
that has made us better problem solvers.
of. Yes.
And created ultimately a better show.
Yeah. And that's why I think I said it last show or this show. It's like, that's been, well, I'll figure it out. It has been like a very common phrase from me and the tech team.
Yes, it is frustrating, but at the same time, those frustrations can bring upon new challenges and new ways and creative ways to figure
It's all learning.
solutions out.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
learning, and that's why, like, I'm incredibly grateful for what I have learned. You just water off a duck's back, you take it, you move on, and you know how to do it better for next year.
Last question. Having done everything we've done this year, which we've done a lot, especially in the
things.
past couple years, we've done a lot. Now, what do you want to do? Now, what do you want to challenge yourself with?
I don't know. So, me and my company have produced a lot of things for this event, this particular season. I would like to do bigger, nicer, more realistic things for the next season, and also that this is less on me, I guess. Well, I kind of just want, like, let me do this. Let me handle this. Let me do my own little thing over here. You're like a specific set or scene, like kind of like how the finale. Like I pretty much handled all the finale, like something along those
Thinks
lines.
he's
Like,
ready for that?
I think so. No, but just that's what I would like to do. Is kind of just, I don't know, just do not what I want, but what I don't know. I don't know how to just.
Making up his own job.
Yeah.
here. Okay.
But you get what I'm saying or no?
Yes, but no. I get what you're saying.
I guess like more responsibility in what I am capable of, because a lot you have given me like a lot of things to do, like a lot of the hayride tech. You were just like, that's you, go and do it. Now I just kind of maybe want to create my own type of stuff. Not out here to a certain capacity, but out here.
I guess. I don't know. It's also interesting. You're wearing a white shirt. I'm wearing a black shirt.
This is my first white shirt on this podcast.
Yeah, I feel like it just.
Well, now it's actually my second
like
now.
we're seeing everything this season very black and white. There's no
Mm.
gray area because we have no guests for this episode. No
I
gray
know.
area.
What do you want to do?
Me?
Yeah.
The politically correct answer would be to challenge myself in new creative ways.
I mean, I guess that is probably the nicer way of saying what I'm saying.
I can't say what I would like on camera or on audio recording, but no, I for the Sir Henry Sonnet Trail, I want to continue to push the envelope and do more creative themes that have never been done before, ever. And we have a handful of those lined up, locked in, ready to go, even for next year already. And I can tell you, if we decide to go through with a couple of these will be mind-blowing, industry-shaking
Whoa.
themes. I'm going to use that because a lot of times it's not patting myself on the back or our team or anything, but I feel like we're ahead of the curve
We have been.
with what we do. I do think that's my own ability to kind of forecast and predict trends, as with any business. Any business should be able to do that. Look at, Apple and things of that nature. But I think if we do these things, which are totally out of the box, never before been done, we've never even touched anything like this. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only groundbreaking, but it's also darker and grimier and grungier. And I think this next 10 years of Sir Henry, the next 10 seasons, you're going to see the Sir Henry's universe go to places you didn't even imagine
Yeah.
it could go.
Because like the things that we are just like even like throwing at the wall right now are already like a pretty dramatic mood shift from what we're doing right now.
Very dramatic.
But for the good.
Oh, yeah, no.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It only gets better. You guys have seen that each and every year. So I'm excited to take on some new projects after a nice period of rest and, of course, our Christmas and Valentine's Days events. But in between all that, with a lot of rest, we will once again challenge and create some cool new stuff for 2024. So,
because if we're not like, how are we gonna do this? We're not doing our jobs right, you know. Like how, like if we're just like throw something up,
no,
then that's not right. We got to be able to challenge ourselves.
We got to kill ourselves,
exactly,
physically, mentally, all the ways. But no, so yeah, tickets are on sale now. We're gonna be open this weekend, of course, as the rest of the weekends in October. First weekend in November too. Make sure you get your tickets online in advance at SirHenry'sHauntedTrail.com. 3 different ticket options. You can just do the trails. You can do all the trails plus the hayride, or you can get VIP. So there's all kinds of options for everybody. And no, you cannot just come to do the hayride. Sorry, but you can. Have been getting that question a lot.
That's interesting.
Any last tidbits or thoughts?
Hashtag greatest show on mulch. Let's get Christmas. Let's do it.
I mean, we're still in the peak of October, peak of Halloween season. I'm not ready for Christmas yet.
You always gotta be looking forward.
Even haunted Christmas, even though we already know the themes we're gonna do with that.
Oh yeah, we knew last year when we did regular.
That's fun. I'm really excited for the one, actually, now that I'm talking about it in a roundabout way.
This very vague thing that I am thinking of right now is very interesting, guys. You should get in on this.
Go ahead, buy tickets now for the Christmas things. This is vague and interesting, right?
Yeah.
But no, we got a great season. It's been a great season so far. We got a lot of season left. Yeah. Stay tuned for our next episode. Maybe we'll either talk about another haunt experience we went to, or local, or out of state, and continue to chug along through this month and watch our favorite Halloween movies and horror movies, even though I'm not a big horror movie fan.
What is your favorite horror movie?
If you count Halloween as a horror movie, then that.
Who doesn't?
I don't know. I don't know if I count it as a.
I'm not gonna count the most iconic haunted scary movie as a horror movie.
Yes, but so horror has different categories.
Absolutely.
So that's obviously slasher.
Yes.
Um,
Which is a category.
but it's a different style slasher than say, I mean, yes,
Terrifier.
but yeah, or even Nightmare on Elm Street, because to me the thing I love most, well, one of the things I love most about Halloween is that it's happens on actual Halloween.
Yeah.
And it feels very nostalgic in those ways. And
Jamie Lee Curtis.
whatever. I know that's your girl, but no,
Laurie
that's,
Strode. Anyways.
that's so
Good answer.
Halloween is my favorite horror movie.
And that definitely counts as a horror movie. I
Okay.
feel like there was people
I
typing
say
comments as
it's
soon as
just
you
a
said that.
Halloween movie, but whatever. It's, because you got Halloween movies and you got horror movies.
It's a horror movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's all the same.
Classic.
What's your favorite?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, baby.
Is that a horror movie?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Live
again,
studio audience.
I am not.
That's in my top 5 movies of all time.
Oh my god, I am not a horror movie guy, and I say that with all the oxymorons of me running and owning a haunted house. But I'm just not. Whatever. It's not my thing.
I don't watch too many, really,
It's
in all
just-
honesty.
It's dark and depressing.
I can go to haunted houses all the time.
Oh yeah.
But if a game or a movie jump scares me, I don't like it.
Yeah, no.
Like it freaks me out.
No, yeah, I definitely get more scared over a movie than a
Haunted house. I don't know what it is.
It's the psychological.
I can't play
aspect
scary
of it.
video games. I can't do it. Anyways, we were closing out the show.
We got a bonus feature segment, horror movies. No, but yeah, we got some cool content coming up for the rest of this month and October, and I'm sure we will dress up for Halloween once again.
Yeah, I'll start sending my emails to Joe Rogan, see if he can make a return.
All right. I don't even know who my guy retired. That's what happened.
Yeah,
he
he
retired.
probably drank himself to death.
Probably. Yeah, that's what them rock stars do. All right. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you're liking, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Watch this video. If you're not watching, you can always listen on any major streaming platform out there, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. And until next time, we will see you then. So stay spooky, friends.
Sayonara.